Antonio Giovinazzi, F1 driver for Alfa Romeo Racing. Thanks for speaking with the Inside Line.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Obviously, we're still during this difficult COVID-19 period. Can you tell me a little bit about the rules and how things are going in Monaco, where you live?
I would say everywhere we are here at home already for 2 months, maybe more than 2 months. For sure, is not the best moment, the best feeling to be every day at home. But in the end, this is the safety reason, and we need to follow the rules. And now the rules mean that we need to be home. To be honest, now here in Monaco, it starts to be a little bit more open. I can go for a run outside. I can walk a little bit outside. So it's a little bit better now, but still, we want to race. We want to be back on the track, and hopefully we can be back quite soon.
Obviously, for most drivers, your rivals on track, it's been about training and esports. What have you been up to since Melbourne?
Yeah, I think in this time that we need to be home, the two things I'm doing mostly is simulator, so esport race. I spend a lot of time, and I think also for mentally things is a really good training. Plus, I'm doing also a normal training with my training by video call, and every day at least 2 hours. And like you say, the esport race, of course, they are really funny to do. But in the end, I think we miss the reality. Every driver, and it will be really difficult when we will back in the track, because we had already 3 months of winter break. And now we have another 3 months without driving. And when we will be back on the track, it will be not easy for us, especially for the neck muscle, because in the end you can train a lot, but when you are in the car, it's a completely different thing. So it will be tough, but in the end it will be similar for every drivers.
Last year was a season of two halves for you, with obviously the second half much better, 9-10 in qualifying with Kimi, and fifth, your best result in Brazil. But how did you feel about your first full campaign, given you had a few races with Sauber in 2017, but your first full campaign, how did it feel?
Yeah, it was, like you say, it was not easy here. This time that we are doing now, I already did in the past when I was the third driver of Ferrari. I was back home, and I was back in the simulator. I was on the track, but without driving for 2 years. So it was not easy things when I was back in the car on the F1 grid. Because in the end, I was racing with the best drivers in the world, and missing that wheel versus wheel for 2 years was not the ideal things. But in the end, I think I spent half of the year to be back on the rhythm, and then on the second part of the year, I was much better. Like you say, in qualifying, I was able to be in front of Kimi, or at least to be really close to Kimi. In the race, I think I need to still improve, and I think this year for me was really important to see if all the things I studied during the winter break was good enough to be to do another step in front. But unfortunately, we get this virus, and now we need to wait to see if I can do another step in front.
You scored the same amount of points as Kimi from Belgium onwards. Do you feel that your performance was perhaps underrated or underestimated in some way?
In the end, Formula One is like that. You can be a hero 1 week and not a hero on the second week. So it's Formula One. I don't, to be honest, I don't see too much what the people say about me. For me, the important thing is that the team that I drive, in this case Alfa Romeo Racing, they were happy with my performance, with Ferrari as well, because I'm Ferrari driver as well. They were happy with my performance, and this was, my target. Make my job and see that the people that follow me, like Ferrari and Alfa Romeo Racing, they were happy with my performance. So this was my best sensation. And in the end, I think the second part of the season for me was great. but still, like I say, we need to make always a step forward. And also for myself, is not enough what I was doing. So I need to still work really hard and thinking always for improving.
Obviously, as I said, you had your best result in Brazil, but you had a fantastic result in Monza at home, 9th, after a very impressive race there. As an Italian in an Italian-branded team, at Monza, the Temple of Speed, it must have been an incredible moment for you.
Yeah, for me, Monza was one of the most special weekend in the season. First of all, because I was coming from Spa, that was a really difficult weekend for me. But then when I came in Monza, I felt straight away, that I had the full support from the fans in Italy, from the tifosi, also from the team. And was not an easy weekend because I had a lot of things to do. Like you say, Italian drivers in Monza with an Italian brand, so a lot of stuff to do during the weekend. So I was really busy. But in the end, I focused really hard on the race, on the qualifying as well, and I managed to do a really good result in the end. And this thanks also to the people from to the tifosi that were there. Was many of them, was my family there, was my best friends there, and plus a lot of tifosi that support me straight away from Thursday. So I was really happy with my weekend, and I can't wait to do another home Grand Prix quite soon.
That's fantastic. Obviously, we're still yet to race, but do you feel there's some momentum behind you now that you've had your first year and that sort of performance is shifting towards you?
Like you say, it was my first year. I'm a young driver, rookie. I was a rookie driver. I know I had already 2 races back in 2017. One in Melbourne was my first race. So it's the first season. Like I say every time, I need to work really hard all the time. I have the luck to have Kimi beside me that is a driver with a lot of experience, a world champion driver. So I can learn a lot from him, and this was my things also for what I did last year. Try to see him what was doing and try to learn a lot from him, because I have the pressure to work with him, and I'm really happy also to continue this year, because I think Kimi is a really fast driver, really good driver, really good person, and a lot of things to learn from him.
As you say, Kimi is so consistent, even into his 40s now, as a world champion driver. Incredible from him. But where do you feel that you can get the edge over him? Where do you feel you can start to bring the performance back towards him? Where do you feel his weaknesses are?
Like I say, before, I think on the race, I think I can still do a better job, especially on the strategy, on the management of the tires, of the fuel, of the brakes. It's so many things to do during the race that you need a little bit of experience, to be honest. And you can see there the difference from me to Kimi, that is on the top already from Friday. What you want during already before the weekend started, and this is what I missed last year. So I want to see now already with 1 year beside me what I can do. And like I said before, I did a lot of work also with the engineering back in the winter break, and during the winter test we did a lot of testing, and also from my side, so I was really ready to start the season, my second season, but unfortunately happened what happened. But I just want to be back on the car and show who I am.
Obviously, this year marks 50 years of Sauber Motorsport, which Alfa Romeo obviously is branded Sauber Motorsport. So can you tell me a bit about your journey through Sauber, and how special is it to be part of this privateer, this special privateer family?
I think what they did in these years is something really of course really important, but really impressive. Because if you can see, as a private team with not much resource, and but in the end they did always the best. And for me, it's really important team, because I did my first race with them, my debut in Formula One back in 2017. and then I did my debut also like official driver with them. So it's part of my heart, to be honest, my second family now, and I'm really happy to work with them because in the end, first of all, they are inside the team a lot of good people, really smart people. And people that you can work really well together. So, it was a really great season for me. And like I say, also, coming from Spa to Monza, I always felt the support from them, from Fred Vasseur, that is the team principal, to the last person of the team. And, when you felt that that atmosphere is really is really important for the driver, that you performance really well for them as well, because they want you to do the maximum, and I want from my side that I want to do the maximum for them, because they did fantastic year already behind, with if you see, many of world champion drivers the race with them, Michael Schumacher, Kimi Raikkonen, Sebastian Vettel, Robert Kubica. So it's an important thing for good drivers, and I'm really proud that I'm part of that list of drivers.
As you said, the team is led very well by Frederic Vasseur, fantastic racing brain. Tell me a little bit about what it's like working with him, because he really is an incredible strategist, isn't he?
Yes, he's really tough person, but I'm really happy. I'm really happy to work with tough people, because you can just improve faster and better with them. And I'm really happy to work last year, and then work now with Fred, because like I say, he's a really tough person, but with a lot of experience. And he's a really directly guy. If he want to tell you something, he's not going around. He just goes straight to the things that you need to know. And I'm really happy with that, because in the last year I learned much faster because of that, because Fred, if there was a problem there, he went straight to me and say, so you need to do this and this because of this. And I think, it's something important for the team to have a person like that. And like I say before, he saw so many good drivers. He works with so many good drivers before Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel. So I'm really happy to listen to him and to feel the experience he got with these so many years of career.
And in terms of Robert Kubica, came back to the team this year as a reserve driver. What's it been like working with him in terms of, and what does he bring to the team?
For sure, he brings experience. We had already an experienced driver like Kimi, but also Robert. He had a lot of experience. Many years he's he did in Formula One, and he's a good tester driver. He felt straight away what is the issue with the car, and he's going straight away to the point where we can improve the car. So I think it's something important for the team. He's a driver that he can help us on development of the car. And I'm really happy also for me that I have not just Kimi, but also a feedback from Robert to listen and to try to improve.
And one final question. Obviously, one of the cornerstones of the team has been its relationship with Ferrari, which is an icon of Formula One and of motorsport. What does that mean to you as a driver, as a Ferrari driver, and working with Ferrari as part of Alfa Romeo Racing?
For me, Ferrari was, the team that bring me to Formula One back in end of 2016. So, of course, for every driver, Ferrari is Ferrari. Like you say, is I think the best team in Formula One, and especially for an Italian driver to be part of this family is something special. Is my before when I saw all the picture when I was young. I saw me always on a red racing suit, and it was always my target, when I started my career. So to be part already of this family for me is a dream come true. Of course, to race with them will be another step. But now I'm focused just on my job. My job now is to perform really well in Alfa Romeo Racing Orlen, and this is what I'm focused now. I want to do well with them. And I'm sure that if I'm doing well with them, then I can have the possibility, maybe in the future, to drive for Ferrari.
I wish you all the best. Antonio Giovinazzi, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.